Generative AI, it's not just some buzzword anymore. It's actually showing up on the factory floor, and it's tackling some of the biggest, most expensive problems in manufacturing today. And we're not talking about some far-off sci-fi concept. We're talking about real, practical solutions, making factories smarter and safer right now. So let's dive in and see how this actually works.
Okay, so I want you to picture any factory. Doesn't matter how high-tech it is. They all share this hidden vulnerability. And it's not a machine you can just replace or a process you can tweak. The real weak link? Well, it's us. It's human.
So what is this single point of failure? I mean, what's the one thing that can bring a multi-million-dollar production line grinding to a halt? The answer? It might actually surprise you.
It's something called tribal knowledge. You know what I'm talking about. It's that unwritten wisdom, the stuff your most experienced employees just know. All those little tricks and insights that aren't in any manual but are absolutely critical to keep things running smoothly. And when that one key person leaves or even just calls in sick, poof, all that vital knowledge walks right out the door with them. And that is a huge risk.
And where does all this knowledge live? Well, it's a total mess. It's buried deep in messy maintenance logs, it's scribbled on handwritten shift notes, it's lost somewhere in a super dense 1,000-page manual, or worse, it's just stuck in someone's head. So when you need it most, when things go wrong, it's basically impossible to find. That creates a massive risk for the entire operation.
So how in the world do you fix a problem like that? Well, this is where generative AI steps in. Think of it like the ultimate translator. It's an AI that can read and actually understand all of this scattered, chaotic human knowledge and then generate clear, useful instructions from it. It literally turns chaos into clarity.
Let's make this real. Put yourself on the factory floor. You're a new technician. All of a sudden, a blaring thermal alarm goes off on line B. The pressure is on. You need the right answer, and you need it right now. What do? This is one of those high-stakes moments where a mistake could cost a fortune.
So in that moment, the AI acts as that perfect translator. It just ingests everything, all the logs, the notes, the manuals, and in seconds, it generates a perfect standard operating procedure, or an SOP. And this isn't some vague suggestion. It's a crystal clear, step-by-step checklist.
And just look at the level of detail we're talking about here. The AI doesn't just say, hey, go fix the bolt. It gives you the exact torque values, it tells you the required personal protective equipment, the PPE, you need for the job. This is about more than just speed. It's about doing the job right and, most importantly, doing it safely.
All right, so fixing problems as they happen is incredibly powerful. But what if the AI could stop them from ever happening in the first place? This is where the whole game changes, and the technology goes from being a reactive tool to a truly proactive copilot.
I mean, this image just says it all, right? The old way on the left is all about reaction. You wait for something to break, you scramble to figure out why, and you lose a ton of time and money in unplanned downtime. The new way with an AI copilot is proactive. It predicts a failure is coming, it tells you why it's going to fail, and it lets you schedule maintenance before it turns into a crisis. It's the difference between firefighting and fire prevention. And here's what that actually looks like. The AI doesn't just flash a warning light. It gives you context. It sees the sensor data and connects it to things that have happened before. It'll say, hey, I'm seeing a vibration spike on axis Y, and this looks a whole lot like that incident we had back on April 3rd that caused the shutdown. See? That's not just data. That is real, actionable intelligence. So this AI copilot really becomes part of the team. It plugs right into the factory's existing systems and starts handling all that tedious work. It can automatically generate work orders, it can draft those annoying change control forms, and it can even summarize the root causes of downtime. This frees up your best people to do what they do best, solve the really hard problems. Okay, so this technology is obviously really cool, but let's talk about what really matters, the bottom line. What are the tangible benefits of building a smarter factory like this? What does it actually mean for the business?
So here's the payoff. New technicians get up to speed way faster. That super expensive, unplanned downtime gets slashed. Product quality becomes way more consistent and standardized. And here's a really cool feedback loop. The AI can even automatically label images of product defects, which then becomes training data to make itself even smarter over time.
Now, it is absolutely critical to understand this isn't about taking humans out of the loop. Not at all. It's about empowering them. The best, most successful ways this is being rolled out have essential guardrails in place, making sure that human expertise is always at the center of the operation.
And this accountability piece is just non-negotiable. You can see there are 3 key guardrails here. First, a human expert always has to validate the AI's suggestions. Second, all the procedures are strictly version controlled, so you know you're working with the right one. And third, and this is the most important one, for any safety-critical step, a human must give the final sign-off. The AI advises, but the human decides. Period.
So this all leads us to a pretty fascinating final thought. We are really entering an era where machines can learn directly from our collective human experience, turning that fragile tribal knowledge into a permanent, shareable asset. The big question for all of us is, as that happens, how does the very nature of our work evolve? How does it shift from doing the task to directing the intelligence that does the task? It's a huge change to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.